Okay, you'll go through this video.
It's just a training school for T-cell. And watching the video through that. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and click the bell icon so such that you can get notification whenever I upload a video. So let's start. So our body has one primary lymphoid organ known as thymus. Thymus is a training school of T cell, where T cell develops actually. So in the bone marrow, T cell forms, and in an immature state, they go to their school, which is the thymus. The thymus is just a training school for T cell, just like an army training school, where the armies learn several tactics and become an army. Now, after thymic selection, what happens is T cells are becoming two different type of T cells. One is CD8 positive T cells, another is CD8 positive T cells. The CD8 positive T cells are known as helper T cells, which are able to recognize the peptides found in class 2 episodes, whereas CD8 positive T cells are cytotoxic T cells, which are destined to identify the peptides in the class 1 innate. Now, after they have their fate is kind of different. They migrate to a secondary lymph node, a secondary lymphoid organ, which is lymph node. The lymph node is just like a army camp too. So that in army camp, army stays there for I don't know for a particular period for and wait there if any kind of massacre happens. So there are distinct region inside the lymph node for B cell and T cell reside. So definitely the T cells reside in the paracortex, which will be thought as specific neurons inside the army cap. A dendritic cell, which are kind of compared to patrolling police officer, would go to this so-called army base and let the T cell knows about what type of pathogen has invaded. And according to that, T cells will prepare how to fight for that sort of how to fight for that infection. And they would kind of divide themselves into small platoons. These small platoons are actually several subtypes of the T cells. For example, a pathogen here, which is a pathogen associated molecular pattern, which is the portion of the bacterial flagella, the portion of the bacterial lipid or anything, will be detected by specific antigen presenting cells, such as dendritic cells. Or it could be also alternatively detected by macrophages, all by specific surface bound toll-like receptors. Now, specifically, these dendritic cells, which are kind of like a patrolling police officer, would go to the base camp, that means in the lymph node, and interact with the T cell. And depending upon what type of polarizing cytokine they are secreting, this naive T helper cell would differentiate into several subcategories. For example, now in this picture, you can see that depending upon the polarizing cytokine, the naive CD8, the naive CD4 positive helper T cell can either differentiate into TH1 subcategory or TH2 subcategory. So the determining factor is thus polarizing cytokine. But what governs that? What type of polarizing cytokine will be secreted? The secretion of the cytokine is kind of based on what type of infection happened. Let me give an example. For example, a virus has invaded a cell, and the virus also is detected, the viral DS RNA is, let's say, detected by intracellular TLR2C, which signals in turn inside the dendritic cell to produce a lot of interleukin 12. Now, once interleukin 12 here works like a polarizing cytokine. In order for this naive T cell to get activated, it requires at least two signals and a third modulatory signal. The first signal comes from the viral proteins or anything which is displayed on the surface by class 2 numbers. That is actually recognized by T cell receptor, which gives a signal to the nucleus. Second, a CD28 on the naive T cell and a CD80 or CD86 on the dendritic T cell have an interaction. That gives rise a second signal. And the third signal comes from IL-12 and IL-12 receptor regulating signal. Now this third signal works downstream via STAT4. Phosphorylated STAT4 goes to the nucleus and transcribes master regulator genes like TBET. Now in this situation, IL-12 mediated signal ultimately allow the expression of master regulator TBET. TBET is what like a toggle switch. It can switch between the T cells can switch between alternative subbases or alternative substates by expressing this particular gene. So once TBET is expressed, their fate is switched towards Th1 positive cell. In other example, let's say the infecting substance is a helminth. That is in turn detected, which ultimately give rise to a TLR mediated signal in the nucleus such that the dendritic cell secrete interleukin 4, and interleukin 4 works like a differentiating polarizing cytokine which would allow a naive T cell to express GATF3 instead of TBET. That would switch the fate towards a Th2 type of CD8 positive cells, not a Th1. So depending upon what type of polarizing cytokine is present and also what type of master regulator is expressed and the source of infection or the type of invasion, based on all these three factors, with all these three factors determine how a T cell will differentiate further into subcategories. So here is an overall example that how different polarizing cytokines can give rise to different subpopulations or several subcategories of T cell. For example, the master gene expression is very important. For example, for a Th positive cell, TBET expression is most important. Whereas in case of Th17 cell, Rho gamma T is very important master regulator gene. For example, Th2, GATA3, and for regulatory cell, FOXP3 is very important master regulator gene. So all these master regulator gene expression determines that what will be the fate of that subpopulation T cell. So that is how particular naive CD4 T cell, helper T cell, becomes several subcategories of the T cell. And it is mostly determined by cytokines. That's why cytokine signaling is very important for T cell differentiation. I hope you enjoyed this video and it was informative to you. If you like my video,
What did we do in the last class? Who can say? What did you do? Nobody remembers.
Ma'am, organs.
What
Which organs help in our immunity system?
Okay, so what were the organs?
Lymphoid.
Yeah, say. Lymphoid organs. Yeah, what are the organs?
Thymus, bone marrow,
Thymus, bone marrow,
And?
spleen,
Then what else?
tonsil, spleen.
Okay, and what are the cells? Two important cells which are included in this. What are the immune cells of the immune system?
lymphocyte, neutrophils,
And
Basophils.
basophil,
you just say T cells and B cells. I was asking about that. T cells and B
yes,
cells.
ma'am.
Okay. And T cells, within these T cells, we have the T lymphocytes. So why does T cell have the name as T lymphocytes? Because the T cells, they develop in the thymus. I have told you about thymus in the last class. Where are the thymus located in the body? Do you remember? I've shown you the diagram also. Can you all recall where is it present? Where is thymus located? In which area?
Front part of the chest.
Front part of the chest. So where? Front part of the chest is like chest is always in the front only. So which area of the chest? In the thoracic area. Okay, just above the heart. So that is the area where the thymus is located. So the T lymphocytes, they are known as T cells, or the name, the alphabet T has been given to it because they develop in the thymus. Okay, so from where do the actually T cells are formed? In the bone marrow only. They're just like B cells. So they are basically formed in the long bones. This kind of bones you see here. This is a bone which is shown here, and this is a long bone. So on this, inside this long bone, the T cells and B cells are formed. But the B cell, they remain inside this bone itself, and the development takes place here in this bone itself. But the T cell, they come out. The T cell, they come out and they move towards the thymus. The reason why they are sent to the thymus is because these T cells, they need to be trained, and then they are to be differentiated according to the different functions. Okay, so the training and the development of the T cell, the differentiation of the T cell will take place inside this organ, which is known as thymus. Are you understanding? Yes or
Yes,
no?
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay. So, so that is the reason why these T cells are sent to the thymus, because they need to be trained. Now see the function.
ma'am.
Yes, do you have a question? Okay, then these are the functions of T cell. T cell responses are they are antigen specific, and they are at least as important as antibodies in defending vertebrates against infection. Okay, these T cells, they are antigen specific. So and the most of the adaptive immune responses, they require the helper T cells to initiate it. So last class I had told you how the B cells are formed, from the B cells how the plasma cells are formed, and then the antibodies are formed. So those B cells, in order to activate them to form the antibodies, we need the help of, they need the help of what? This helper T cells. When the helper T cells will come and attach to the receptors, then only the B cells will be able to form the antibodies. Okay, so unlike B cells, T cells can help eliminate pathogens that reside inside the host cells. And B cells, they do not eliminate the antibodies which are inside the host cells. But T cells has this property that they can also eliminate the pathogens that are present inside the cells of the host also. Are you understanding? B cells, they go and this one, no, they themselves can phagocytose B cells, but T cells, they can go and eliminate or kill those pathogens which are present in the host cells itself. So these are the different functions of the T cells. So here you see this particular animation they have shown. This is a B cell, this is a T cell, and here it shows that this B cell is saying that it attacks invaders which are present outside the cells, that is outside the host cells. But this T cell has the property of attacking invaders which are present inside the host cells. I hope this is clear. This difference between B cell and T cell. How like what are in which area of the body they attack, where the antigens are present. Now, the different types of T cells that are present in a body. The first one is the cytotoxic T cell. I have told you in the last class the cytotoxic, the word means cyto means cells and toxic means which is dangerous or harmful to the cells. So this cytotoxic T cells, they are the killer cells. You can also call them killer cells. Why? Because they not only kill the pathogens or antigens, but they also kill the infected cells. So the cells, as I told you, the T cells can destroy the pathogen present in the host cell. So if the antigen is present inside the host cell, then this T cell will kill not only the pathogen, but it also destroy the cell in which those antigens are present. So that is the reason why they are known as killer cells. This are cytotoxic T cells. They directly kill infected cells by inducing them to undergo apoptosis. Apoptosis means self-killing. They will induce the host cell to undergo apoptosis. Means they will send out signals that will um, let those host cells to feel that since that virus or the infection is inside the cells cannot be removed. So that is why that cell must die itself. So that is what is induced with the help of this cytotoxic T cells. Okay, so what is the marker which is present in the cytotoxic T cell is CD8. CD8 is the marker which is present in the cytotoxic T cells. Then another type of cell which is present is known as helper T cells. What is the role of the helper T cells? They play an intermediate role in the immune response and they help in activation of cytotoxic T cells to kill the infected target cells. They themselves do not go and kill this helper T cells. What they will do, they will go and ask this cytotoxic T cell to kill the target cell. The helper T cell will inform the cytotoxic T cell that that a host cell has been infected with a pathogen, so or a virus. So now that host cell has to be signaled to undergo apoptosis. So that is the role of helper T cells, to inform the cytotoxic T cells. Okay, then this cytotoxic T cell, they will go and target the host cell, and then they will release some kind of chemicals to ask this host cell to undergo apoptosis, and then those cells will die. So what is the marker in this helper T cells? The helper T cells has this marker which is known as CD4. Are you all understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then another T cells are present. Those T cells are known as memory T cells. Now, what does this memory T cell have? The memory T cell, they have both CD4 and CD8 T cells. Okay, the memory T cells have both CD4 and CD8 T cells, which can rapidly acquire effector functions to kill infected cells or secrete inflammatory cytokines that inhibit replication of the pathogens. That means this memory T cells, they work in remembering. Their work is to remember that that specific antigen has entered in their body before also. So if someone can remember, someone can be given the duty of remembering the type of or identifying the infection that it has occurred previously also. So then what happens, it becomes easier for the immune system in developing that same antibody again. Okay, so that is what the role of memory T cell is. This memory T cell, it will have both CD4 and CD8 T cells, so that it can remember any kind of infection that has previously occurred. So they can rapidly acquire effector function to kill the infected cell, or if they require to secrete inflammatory cytokines, and which will inhibit the replication of pathogen. So this is this is helpful for adaptive immunity. So that instantly the body can react if any antigen which has previously entered has again entered the body. So this is what the memory T cell, this is how it works. Then another type of T cell is known as regulatory T cell, which is also known as suppressor T cell. So what is this? What is the role of this T cell? This T cell often plays an important role in maintaining their own tolerance and avoid excessive damage to the immune response to the body. Now, sometimes what happens? What happens? Our body, uh, the immune response becomes excessive, and then our body starts damaging because of excessive immune response. So that has to be controlled, and the controlling of that immune response, because the controlling of the immune response so that excessive damage does not cause to the body is done by a particular T cell, which is known as regulatory T cell. So they maintain the tolerance level of the body to the immune response so that excessive damage does not take place. Are this clear? These types of T cells?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this T cell differentiation, as I told you, it happens where in the thymus. So first of all, what will happen? The In the bone marrow, the immature T cell will be formed, and then this T cell will, through the blood, it will reach the thymus. So in the thymus, the developing T cell, they will start proliferating. That means they will start multiplying, and then they will start differentiating along developmental pathways. There will be some pathways along which they will start differentiating, and this, when they start differentiating, they will generate some kind of function within it as they mature. Okay, now this T cells, how will they know that they have got a particular function or they are expert in something? How will that be known to them? So in order to know that, they will have to be trained, and the training is given by thymocyte. So what are these thymocytes? The thymocytes are cells which are present already in the thymus. They're present in the thymus, and then so this thymus has the role of giving training to these T cells, which enters the thymus. So in the thymus, developing T cells proliferate and differentiate along developmental pathways that generate functionally distinct subpopulations of mature T cells. Then, beside from being the main source of all T cells, it is where T cells diversity, and then they are shaped into an effective primary T cell repertoire by an extraordinary pair of selection process. So a selection process now goes on inside the thymus that will help them in identifying what kind of cell it is, whether that particular cell is good to be just a memory cell, or whether it's good to be a helper cell, or whether that particular cell has to be a killer cell. So everything is decided only after they go through the training procedure, and then after the training is done, they are tested. They are what do you say, examined. So once that they pass that examination, then only they are given their own duties, that you are specific for that particular duties only. But apart from those cells, there will be also certain cells which are not at all good at anything. They are not good at anything. They are they don't have that any particular or specific function to help in the immune system. So those cells are destroyed. They are not kept. Well, those kind of cells are weak cells. In the process, you have also heard about this word called cytokines, all of you. So what are the cytokines? Cytokines are very small secreted proteins which are released by the cells, and they have a specific effect on interaction and communication with the cell. So when the cells, they communicate with each other, cytokines is a necessary component. Why? Because when the cytokines are released, then only it is cytokines are like signals which are released by the cells. So only when the cytokines will be released, then only the interaction between two types of cells will be completed. The interaction between a B cell and a T cell, or interaction between a dendritic cell and a T cell, that can be completed only when the cytokines are released. So these are very important components that are released by the cell, and they have a specific effect on what? On the interaction and communication between the cells, which include what kind of cells? Interferon and interleukins. And what are these interferons and interleukins? Interferons are group of signaling proteins made and released by the host cell in response to the presence of several pathogens. Okay, so this interferon is released by whom? By the host cell. If a host cell is infected by a pathogen like a virus, it may be a bacteria or parasite, or it may be a tumor cell also. So that particular cell has to release some signal that it has been infected. So in order to show that or show the signal that it has been infected, it has to release chemicals or proteins which are known as interferons. So this you can see that there are different kinds of interferons that may be released by several kinds of cells. Okay, then what are interleukins? Now I told you about cytokines. Interleukins are a type of cytokines. They are a group of cytokines that were expressed by leukocytes. A leukocyte which acts on other leukocytes. Now you see there are different kinds of interleukins which are present, like interleukin alpha, beta, and several others. So again, it depends upon the infection that has caused, and there are stepwise different signals that has to be released in the form of interleukins by the cells, and then the whole process continues. You'll like in the further on, you will also study about complement pathway and all, where you will find the releasing of interleukins, several kinds of interleukins that will be involved in order to activate that pathway. And then once the pathway is activated, then only the antigen will be able to be killed. Are this clear to you all? Could you
Yes,
understand
ma'am.
something? We need to study in details. There are many more things which are to be studied in details. I'm just explaining the terms for the moment. Okay, so for today, I'll stop here. Then in the next class, I will show you stepwise how this thymus is, they help in training the T cells, because the training in the T cells does not just occur anywhere in the thymus. Yesterday in the last class we had studied that the thymus has got different parts, right? So the different part of the thymus, they are engaged in giving training to the, in the like different layer of the thymus, different training occurs. So we will study in our next class how like in which part of the thymus what happens, or how the T cells, they are taught to fight against the antigens, and how the screening process takes place. Okay, so we don't have time now. It will just get disconnected, so we'll stop